remix.
Bachelor Nation, will you accept this rose? We love you. Love is in the air. It's magic. 'Cause love is on the air. On TV. So love is on the air. Podcast. It's a podcast. Podcast. Love is in the air. It's magic. 'Cause love is on the air. On TV. So love is on the air. A podcast. It's a podcast featuring Andy, Sarah, and Glenn. Bachelor Pod, it's the Bachelor Pod, it's a podcast about the Bachelor.
Will you accept this podcast?
We're coming at you live from Fort Lauderdale, baby, where the Bud Lights are ice cold and the steaks are always half price and it's always happy hour. Fort Lauderdale, let me hear ya.
Oh yeah, what the most wonderful place in the world! I can't. Is this for us?
What a place to fall in love, Fort Lauderdale.
What a piece of shit.
I tweeted this would have been a good opportunity for Below Deck to cross over.
Because
they did go on a yacht, and on Below Deck they always talk about Fort Lauderdale being like a big port for yachties. And there was a Canadian guy on Below Deck Mediterranean last season named EJ, and he referred to Fort Lauderdale as Fort Lottie. And Liv and I, real funny.
Fort Lottie Dottie.
Naughty and Fort Lottie. To have Fort Lottie be on this episode of The Bachelor really warmed our hearts. I don't know about you guys. I mean, Sunshine alone.
I mean, sure, yeah.
Sunshine alone. I mean, what the sights didn't end. They didn't stop. They kept flowing through the bowling alley and the bowling alley. I can't really think of
bowling alley that they went to.
And the bowling alley that they went to.
The bowling storyline never seemed to end.
The bowling's going. We're going to get to the bowling alley.
Before we start, I want to just check in with everybody and see what they did on the super full blue moon that happened. It was a blue moon because it was the second full moon of the month, which is a rarity. So they call it a blue moon when that happens. And it was also a blood moon because of an eclipse. So what is everyone feeling?
And a super moon is another thing. It
was,
right?
It was
super
extra
blue
close.
Blood moon, right?
Yeah, it was nuts. It is basically the coolest moon we're going to see in a while.
Cool moons, yeah.
Cool moon. Let's
Coolest
just call
moon
it
you might
moon
see
cool.
in your lifetime. Last time it happened was 100 and so on years ago for Americans.
I didn't get to see
North Americans,
the actual full blood moon, but we wouldn't have seen the full one. We would have seen like half of the eclipse.
Yeah, because the eclipse.
But I did see it right before because I was up quite late, and it was like the moon was like glowing. There was like ripples coming out from the moon,
So sick.
and I felt very connected to it. I put all of my crystals outside. They did get snowed on. Because I put them in a bucket and the bucket got filled with snow.
Yeah.
But they are charged and I am charged. Are you guys charged?
We're charged. We're charged up and ready to roll here.
Yeah.
We're charged. Yeah, we're charged. I felt weird today, actually.
There you go.
Hey, man. Super blue blood moon will do that to you.
Super blue blood moon. Cool moon. We just call it cool moon for
I like saying super blue blood moon.
Super blue blood moon.
Super blue blood moon.
Like, it also sounds like a wrestler.
Yeah. Oh.
Super blue blood moon. From the moon.
He's an actual.
Weighing in at 240 pounds. Super blue blood moon.
I was going to say Osaka, Japan.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I pictured super blue blood moon.
Yeah, he could be a Japanese wrestler. Yeah. High flyer.
I had a bunch of women over last night. I felt like the women do all the time on The Bachelor when they have their downtime. I really did feel that way with all my ladies. We made dream boards. I gave everyone a crystal. We didn't really have a witchy evening, but as close as it gets.
Close enough, yeah. Your period synced up, probably, right?
Yeah, we burned each other a lot. Lots of burns flowing.
You don't mean physical burns?
No, we weren't burning each other with fire, which I understand. Which could be a
witchy thing.
The train of thought.
That's a very witchy thing.
Very witchy thing. Literally, they burned witches that they thought were witches. Yeah. But we just chatted, and then made fun of each other a lot.
Great, that's fun.
Nobody took it personally. It was a free
good
blast.
time, having a laugh.
There might have been crystals, but there wasn't a crystal.
Oh, there were no actual crystals. And if anyone was, then it was good-hearted fun, and no one took it personally, and everyone talked in a regular tone.
Very good.
Very good.
Good. Hey, how's it going? I just want to say, I didn't mean to. You're the problem,
my
not
farts
me.
don't stink, only yours do.
I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was my night.
I came home and the place Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just it doesn't matter. I was just gonna say she's probably the type of woman who could make the bold claim like, I've never taken a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. My shits don't smell.
I was gonna say I came home yesterday and it did smell. It reeked of sage in here.
And what
Ooh,
else?
I like that smell.
I don't know.
Farts?
Farts? Probably farts as well.
I don't know. Someone might have been farting.
Sagey farts.
Do you guys? The last thing I'll talk about is my snack layout. I had candies, veggies. My favorite part is that I unpackaged a bunch of caramels and put them on a plate.
Ooh, fancy.
Do Americans have caramels?
They're so good. They're like Extreme Joe Louis, basically. They're made by the same
nice.
company, and
Americans
they're
have Joe Louis?
what? Yeah,
Is
Joe
Vachon
Louis. Like,
a Canadian company?
I think it is. And I
think
think
it
they
is, too.
license the products maybe.
if you guys don't have Joe Louis, we need a competition where somebody wins Joe Louis.
Like, isn't
Oh,
a Joe
yeah.
Louis a ding dong in the States? I think
No. Isn't ding dong like a cupcake?
I got a ding dong right
No,
here.
a cupcake's a cupcake.
A ding dong, I feel like
Well-
is like shorter and fatter and round. Like,
Right. We could use some insight on this. So America, send in what you have as per your selections of snack cakes, and we'll get to the bottom.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you don't have caramels, I will send somebody some because they are. I'll also be in LA.
they're just okay. Honestly, all caramels are just okay.
Andy's
Joe
got it.
Louis is-
Then you
Joe
don't get
Louis
any
is
of the
where
ones
it's
that
at.
are
I don't
left.
care. I don't care. I don't even like them really.
Oh, great! You're gonna fucking cry.
I will not,
man.
because I don't
Okay.
even think they're that
I'm,
good.
I'm feeling
Okay.
amped. This blood moon.
Sarah's amped up right now.
I told my mom I had a bump in my step, and she's like, "What?
A bump.
You got a bump in your
Never
step?"
heard that.
Sounds like you need to go to the doctor and get that
It's
looked
a
at.
spring in your step.
Spring in your
I
step.
said a bump,
Yeah, bump would be the negative.
Yeah, bump's not
think
good.
spring
and
is
my mom
positive.
thought I said I had a bump in my heart. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I have a bump in my
heart.
step."
Yeah. You
That'd
got,
also be bad.
got palpitations. Over
No
here.
bumps. You
I
don't
am
want any
having
bumps.
palpitations recently, though. I have been having some heart palpitations.
You know what that's a symptom of? Too much caffeine.
Or love.
Well, no, but
Interesting.
Andy, can we tell everyone your really lovely story about me that you had the other night?
oh, with the dream that I had?
Yeah, it's
I had
really
a dream
nice.
Sarah died, and I was very
Whoa.
sad in my dream.
Very sad.
And then I woke up and was like, "Oh man, so glad that that's not real." And then I
Yeah.
gave Sarah a hug. While
He
she
hugged
slept.
me while I was sleeping
Yeah,
because he was
Nice.
happy I was alive. It made me really happy when I woke up and heard it.
yeah. It was
Anyways.
a bummer of a dream.
It was a bummer.
Yeah.
It's nice that it was a bummer.
That is the
Yeah.
kind of dream a witch would love. So what can I say?
Excuse me. I'm not a witch. I'm not a full blown witch. My cousin is
you
a
are.
Wiccan. She at her
anyway,
wedding.
That's fine. We don't need to get
I
into
just
that.
got to tell them this one
We
detail.
don't need to get into this
My cousin's
detail
wedding-
of the Wiccan's wedding that who none of us know.
My cousins at Wiccan weddings, they have the ceremony, and then everybody waits where the ceremony is, and the bride and groom go have sex, and then they come back and finish.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
I
neat.
did not know that.
That's
Yeah.
a classic pagan thing, I think.
My grandma, I think, eyes were open during that, like woo 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 woo.
Yeah, my mama.
Yeah, ma.
Yipey dipey.
I'll preface our professional recap of this episode by saying I was tweeting this episode instead of you guys, so I wasn't paying attention as much as I should have been. So there's probably a lot I missed. But I reread a couple recaps, so I think I'm good.
And
but-
Glenn, your tweet got into huge publication.
Oh,
so
yeah.
please don't
Yeah.
even worry about
Glenn-
it.
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
landed in the Fort Lauderdale Sun Sentinel somehow.
That's right. Yep, the South Florida or Fort Lauderdale Sun Sentinel did quote Glenn's tweet, referred to it as
a Toronto-based user.
Toronto-based Twitter user who goes by The Bachelor Pod. I love that they did enough research. Although I guess maybe it shows up maybe the location was right on the tweet, but they knew enough to know that we were from Toronto, but you're from Toronto, but not that we're a podcast.
Yeah, that extra bit of info might have helped our subscriber base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Hey, whatever.
Let's get into it.
So this episode, Andy, you're saying beforehand you loved it. I responded with, it seemed like they packed a lot into this episode. It felt longer than 2 hours, maybe because I watched it in real time. But a lot happened. A lot went down. Some cuts were made. Some drama was had. And some fun was also had in Fort Lauderdale, where we began our adventure with a one-on-one date with, who was it? Oh, Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea finally got her one-on-one and, performed admirably. I think it was, she did good. There was
Boring.
No, but she told that story, and then you and I both were like,
Oh, I like her better, but she's not going to win. She's
I
too
don't mind
boring.
Chelsea. That was a nice move.
The short version of the story is she married a super rich old guy. Is that
I
it?
guess,
And then
Older, at least.
older, and
When
then
she was really young.
he dumped her when their son was 6 months old, which is very shitty.
Brutal.
So, feeling a bit for Chelsea there. They went on a yacht. They were spied on, of course, with a conveniently placed
telescope on the balcony.
I have a conspiracy theory. That wasn't actually how it went down, and that because it looked like they were looking through that thing through all the different activities that they did, that they were watching them the whole time. So it's like an hour and a half of them just sitting at those things. So I think a producer just told them what happened on the date, and they're like, react to it for us, give us some things, have some fun. That's what it felt like to me.
I think you underestimate the amount of time and to do nothing that these people have when they're in Fort Lauderdale and there's a date going on. They don't get to go out and hang out. So I guarantee you they sat on that balcony for an hour and a half just staring through that telescope. What are they doing now? I think they're just talking. What about now? They haven't moved.
Did they actually see the sexy Sea-Doo straddle makeout?
Yeah.
Doubtful. I don't remember what the reaction was. Were they like, ew, they're kissing? I don't really remember.
Mikkel was looking in the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's
remember that?
Yeah, and I also feel like
they could probably just see them though.
No, but my thing is, if you're on a Ski-Doo, you're not just spinning slowly in the same area the whole time. You're bopping all over that water. So they're not like seeing everything, but they were commenting on everything. I don't believe it. I think it's a producer
They weren't bopping all
move.
over because they were in, I guarantee you they were in a no-wake zone. Because there were a lot of boats going back and forth in that little canal. And I know all about the no-wake zone. Because I certainly did get busted on it once in Sarnia.
Twice the same day.
Twice at the same time, really. I didn't know what that meant.
Because didn't understand the no-wake zone. Just like being a licensed boater.
I was a licensed boat. Everything was official, above board. Gotten some shit from the cops. Anyways, but they're all right. They let me off with 2 warnings.
Yeah.
It's like, again?
Wild weekend. Yeah. So what did they do? They straddled, they made out, they hung out on the yacht. Then they went to this was the end. I don't know. I mean, not much happened. They saw another performance by a very, very white country band called, what was it? Tennille Arts. Brutal.
Yeah,
just
whatever.
terrible. As someone tweeted, like, you will never see a hip hop R&B act on this show during one of these.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, unfortunately is true.
Country music all the way. Like every single time.
The least white performance they ever had on the show was like the Backstreet Boys.
Boyz II Men.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right.
They had Boyz II Men.
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, they were on, remember?
But they're not. They're all very white.
Yeah, but I think that's what he's saying. Is like, but
I know.
Boyz II Men does trump that.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It was good though. Like it seemed to be a little progression for this relationship, and
it's not gonna happen though.
She opened up. I don't think it's gonna happen either, but it's a possibility.
But it was nice, but it was boring. I don't hate her as much, but she's boring.
I mean, she got the rose.
She's got the good story. She's doing everything right, I think.
Yeah, she's progressing.
She's backed off from that villain role. You never know. She could be a bit of a dark horse.
No.
Dare I say? Her cleavage was also out a lot.
Okay.
That's to be noted. The Toronto Star reviewer who reviews every episode was saying you could see his eyes moving down a lot, which could either be he was losing interest or because her cleavage. Arie, you'd think it would be B.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's B.
I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
When you're talking to a woman whose cleavage is out, okay, and you know this woman.
Yeah.
Even if you don't.
Yeah.
You've seen it once. You've taken a full gaze.
Oh, okay. So I've already managed to get down and have a look, and
you've seen the gaze.
No problem.
Will your eyes continue while you're speaking to her? Just travel down to her breasts.
They might.
Yeah,
they might. I'm not gonna lie.
That sucks.
They might. But here's the thing.
You can't control that.
No, you can.
No.
I tend to.
Guy's like, no.
No, but you know what? It's a real like.
But for the respect of
I have
the
to
woman,
actually go like,
yourself.
yeah, no, I do. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, you stop yourself, but you want like.
Yeah, you stop yourself, but the urge is there. It's there. It's like,
yeah.
Just go have a look now. It's like, no, that's not cool. That's not okay. That's not nice. So like, I think as you get a little older, the urge
and less single.
Yeah, no, for real. And you're married, and it's like, oh,
you get to see boobs whenever you want.
Exactly.
That's true.
They're not even exciting anymore.
The best damn boobs in the world.
Thank you.
Right.
I do have small boobs, so they don't sag yet.
But I do think like, because I'm not out there like clocking every bit of cleavage that comes by me when I'm walking down the street or anything. But like if you're at like a fancy thing and
everybody's cleaves out.
Ladies are looking nice, looking good. You're talking to your friend who's got her cleave out, and it looks nice. It's good.
Yeah.
She looks nice. You do have to fight the urge to look. You do.
Yeah.
Even I do. I tend to look at cleave a lot.
There you go.
There you go.
But I fight. I look once. I see it. It's nice. Like I have the same thing when it only mostly happens at like the gym or if men are wearing a loose pant. But
Okay.
the outline of the penis is hard not to look at.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't. It was so.
But it's
there.
But it was so funny. I was with my friend. She will go unnamed. Let's call her Vanessa. She was with our friend. Let's call him Tom. Tom Yams, and he was at the gym, and Vanessa was talking to him, and she found herself twice not even realizing that she was looking at it, but staring at it while she was talking to him. But she wasn't meaning to look. So, then you're caught in that thing where you're like, well, I actually wasn't. I was thinking and my head just went to that location. But now it looks like twice I was looking at your penis.
It's even worse because that's way lower
And
down on the body. That's that's in the crotch. You're just staring at someone's crotch. That's
But
way
it's the
worse.
same. No, it's the same.
I think it's way worse because like you can get it's easy to get distracted by something that's up here.
I'm
around
short though, but I'm short, right? So that's the same thing.
But I'm
for
still
me.
looking at your face, which is only like a foot away
No,
from there.
yeah, and that's
Otherwise,
like another
it's like
foot.
a full whole other foot I'm looking
So
down.
think about it for me though. With men, I'm at their chest, so that's just a foot down to look at their penis.
Fair enough, yeah, because for
True.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But also, cleavage inherently draws the eye, right? Like
So
it's
does
like
a
it's
penis
like
outlined in a pant.
River to the boobs.
River
Or
to
if
the
you're wearing a
boob.
necklace, for example.
I'm gonna
You know what I
say
mean?
that they're equally like if you've worn a loose pant and a loose pair of underwear, that's an outline of a penis that's hard not to look at.
Sure.
And it's as hard not to look at some cleavage. And I feel it both ways. I'll look at a nice pair of breasts.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just
at the end
curious.
of the day, if we see cleavage, we do have to fight the urge to just stare at it.
Yeah.
But you fight the
Absolutely.
urge, and
You fight the
Arie's
urge,
on
yeah.
TV not fighting the urge. What a
Oh,
nard.
he's letting all his urges
not
go.
fighting the urge.
He's wearing his urges on his sleeve.
His loose sleeve.
So Chelsea got the rose. Up next was another group date that definitely was sort of more, I don't know, another rugged date, if you will. It was another sporting competition, definitely up Arie's alley, bowling alley.
Hey,
It was bowling in Fort Lauderdale, which is really funny when you think about it.
I can't believe this date. I really can't.
and it was a shitty bowling.
It was a
alley.
shit alley, yeah.
Why there? Why not just like, hey, we're gonna do some. You know what I think maybe happened is they planned to do something outside. It was bad weather, so they're like, well, I guess we'll go to the
Yeah,
bowling
maybe
alley.
something. I think something must have happened.
Or I feel like
Bowling?
Arie.
No, but they had the shirts made.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Ugh.
did. That's a lot of planning. Like, do you think Arie's just like, I want to watch them compete? Because all the dates have been these weird.
They're
like,
always-
I bet they're like, Arie, what do you like? He's like, oh no, pizza, bowling, driving
Excitement.
cars,
Derby.
excitement,
No,
cars.
they always have competition dates all the
Big
way
cars.
through. Like,
But I don't want to say like all these activities are manly, because any activity is, a woman can do and a man can do. But they definitely skew away from
not
like
bowling. Bowling, lots of women bowl.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, if you're looking at the typical bachelorette, like the first date and this whole season was somebody got shoes and dresses and Rachel Zoe, and then from here on out, it's been gasoline and
Yeah, they all
I
skew
don't
towards like for what I that's why I think it's like it's just stuff Arie likes.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
cars, it's bowling, it's I don't know. Next time they're gonna go to make your own pizza restaurant, like
But then again, even the wrestling one, Arie didn't seem to like. Maybe
No.
he just doesn't like these dates at all. I don't
He
know.
didn't
No,
like
I don't think it has anything to do with Arie, and I don't even think they skew in his direction, except for the car one.
the car ones, but they're in like a car
ones,
museum.
definitely.
They've
And the fan
driving
boat.
cars around.
But Glow
Fan
just
boat
happened.
is a one. I think it's more
Yeah,
of
why
like
is that
a
all men? This is like
No. I don't. I think the fan boat thing is more the place they are. Right. You go to Fort Lauderdale. You go to the Everglades.
yeah.
Well, it was funny when he was like, "See that boat over there? Look at that engine."
Yeah. He's like, man, cool. Just look at that engine. It's right there
out-
on the boat.
It's outside.
Yeah.
That was so dumb.
But the thing is, if we're talking about a bowling alley, it makes sense because apparently Krystal grew up in one.
Oh,
my
God.
So,
Yeah,
I think
I can't
it's
wait
fine.
to talk about that. But the whole catalyst for everything that followed was that Arie had a competition for the ladies, which is not uncommon. Split them into two teams. Winner gets bonus time. One team absolutely dominated.
Crushed.
And then they were sent to a locked closet with lockers, pretty much. And then Arie felt bad for them. So he went into the locker room, unlocked the door, retrieved them, and decided they would all get time later on. It'd be a bit of a longer night. And Krystal freaked the fuck out.
Krystal
And that's always
lost her
also,
mind.
that has happened on so many
It happens every
seasons.
time, basically.
Sometimes it doesn't, but yeah, usually it happens because you know why? It's when it's like, oh, I kind of wanted to hang out with the women in the other team.
Yeah.
I bet if that other team had won, he'd be like, okay,
Peace.
peace.
Because
But also, that team acted so poorly that I would be like, why did you guys act like that? Yeah, everyone comes on the date.
Yeah,
Well,
I would have been like, this happens every time. Everyone comes on the date. It's not, we were always going to come on this thing. Krystal flips out because she thinks Arie's a liar, and she calls him disrespectful. It's just
No,
took back his word. And
She
said
flipped
that
out.
The losing team's coming. Like,
yeah.
She flipped out partly because of that and partly because she was embarrassed for how she acted because now there was nothing behind it because everybody got to go. She acted horribly.
Oh, yeah.
When she was like, we won, and she was like doing cartwheels and stuff. And then it was so, when you look back and you
Yeah.
act that way and it was like, oh, I guess everyone won. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
She's a sore winner, no
Oh,
question.
big time.
And those
And a sore
those are the
loser.
worst people.
I just don't like. Okay, so Krystal whines. Apparently, she said some really bad stuff on this bus ride,
Yeah,
which we were not privy to.
how are they not just recording stuff like that? Like,
They must have been. Maybe she was just swearing a lot,
I don't know. It's just
or saying something.
how are they
Totally
not running the
outside of
mics if they're all when they're on the bus? I don't know. Maybe that's
Who
part of the.
knows?
Maybe they do get a brief respite. Like maybe they're allowed. It's like, okay, well, we won't tape anything on the
Yeah.
cars or whatever. I don't know.
But that was just the thing that seemed to put everyone over the edge.
Yeah.
And then Krystal decided to just sort of lay low for a while. Weird move, I guess. Although it was baiting Arie to come see her. But the ladies were fine with that because it would mean a sort of a post-date cocktail party without her. But of course, Arie took the damn bait and went to go see her.
So disappointed that he went up there to see her, man. But I do like what he said once he was up there, right? Like
Exactly.
he didn't really buy into it when he was up there. Basically went up there to tell her that she should stay up there and not come down, essentially.
Grounded her. Yeah.
Yeah, and said, well, like, just know that I'm disappointed in this or whatever.
I think he was like, if you're going to act this way, then don't come. Because it was like, because the fact that he went up there, I was like, screw off, Arie.
I know,
Like,
yeah.
That is so brutal. And
Yeah.
I think it doesn't happen in any of them. And just with the movement that's happening right now in the world, I'm getting tired of people not calling these people on shit. It's like someone should be like, not
I mean,
cool,
he did
man.
kind of. He went up there and basically told her to stay there. Like,
No, but the rest of the group wasn't like, why'd you go? I would say that for sure. I'd be like, why'd you even go up there? That's so disrespectful to the rest of us who decided to come and who got ready and didn't put
Yeah.
up a fit.
I think if he had brought her back with him, then they would have really been pissed off.
That would have been a real big
But
problem.
I like what he said too. But the stupid thing is, I'm so mixed on this because I'm glad she's still on the show because she makes for a good episode of The Bachelor. But also on the flip side of it, if he went up there, he should have just dumped her right there and then. Like,
I thought he was. I
goddamn
almost thought he
break.
was going to do that. Yeah, there was I thought there was a possibility that happened, but because of all the stuff they said. But then did it seem like to you that maybe the girls didn't tell him what she said about him on the bus? Like,
yeah, you get the feeling.
yeah, like I feel like none of them said it, and like that's both good and bad. I think like if it was really bad, maybe you tell them. Maybe that gets her booted off the show. But also, it's good that you know what you're not making your time about her. That's always a mistake we see. So
Oh, and can we talk about Becca and how incredibly wise she is? And Andy and I had this big conversation about, hey man, sure she's young. And if she was dating one of our friends, we'd be like, whoa, so young.
if you found
know?
out that a person was
Yeah, like
we know
say
at our
Glenn,
age,
you're single and you're dating her.
Yeah.
Same age.
a 22-year-old.
A 22-year-old, we'd be like, whoa, so young. And then you talk to her, we'd be like, never break up with her.
Yeah,
she's
she's awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you know
Yeah,
what? Turns out you were right. She's fantastic.
yeah, we understand why you're with her.
Of all the people who approached Krystal after she made her re-entrance, which was ridiculous anyway,
Yeah.
Becca made the most clear argument about how she was acting. Like,
Yeah.
Kendall wasn't really... Kendall tried, and I love Kendall, but the way Becca put it, which I can't exactly remember what she said, but it was like clear and concise, and
Yeah.
it couldn't have like she painted Krystal in a corner, and Krystal had nothing. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah, she kept stopping her from playing the victim and playing all that stuff, and she just kept calling her on it, and then she couldn't say anything. And then she's like, I just can't talk to you anymore.
Oh yeah,
It was perfect.
Her end game was, you said you weren't coming tonight, but here you are. Does that make you a liar?
Does that make you a liar,
Yeah.
Krystal? Like the way she said it, I was like, yeah.
I just
That
want to
was
talk
so
to her. I'm going to try and become friends with her in LA. I always say that, but
Good mission.
One thing I will say about Becca is I do like her very much, but she does have an immature streak in her.
Yes.
She does show her age sometimes, like
of course.
when she was imitating Krystal, as the producers would have us believe, right before Krystal walked in, which obviously wasn't happening. But that is like a little bit of an immature thing.
But everyone does stuff like
Hey,
that.
it's fine. It doesn't make her a bad person or anything. It's just she, whatever. She doesn't need to do that stuff because Crystal's obviously so brutal. But
Yeah.
whatever. She's basically just a kid.
I mean, how is that not an auto dump from Arie? Like, really? The way
Producer move. Producer
I know.
move.
And I'm glad she's still around because it's making for some good stuff. But I mean, looking at it realistically, I mean, if anyone behaved like that, you'd be like, I don't want to be friends with you. You're dumped. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're dumb.
That's what makes. And I mean, obviously they do that so that people would be like, what? He kept her? What?
Well, I mean, okay, so he keeps her after the date. Doesn't dump her on the spot. She gets chased away from the date by all the other women, which I think was awesome. Good. Get her back up there before he comes back down. That's perfect.
Yeah, that was a power move. It's true.
So that was strong. I like that a lot.
Now, lost in all this, as per usual, when there's a villain running rampant, some other ladies made some strides. Becca K had a sort of like I guess Arie took her to a separate room on this hotel complex where most of this episode was shot. And they did some smooching, and it was nice to see Becca again.
Yeah.
Yep, it was, yeah. And they did speak again about the age difference briefly.
That's the other. No, this is Becca
yeah,
K.
Oh, Becca K. Oh, sorry. Just two Beccas, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Understandable.
He said the K, though.
I didn't hear him say that.
I did say the K. You're talking Becca M.
Becca Martinez.
So that was big for her. It was nice seeing Beck again. They're obviously strong. She's going to last to the end, no doubt. Lauren, whatever Lauren's left, B? Is it B?
Lauren B, yeah.
She got the date rose somehow just because Arie answered like two of her questions, like, how do you like your coffee? And how do you like your eggs? Apparently that was enough.
That's enough to get the date card here.
Yeah.
But I guess Lauren's got that blonde multiplier. Like if you're blonde in this, you get bonus points. We know from Emily Maynard, he digs the blondes. His mom's blonde. His sister-in-law's blonde. So blonde.
Blonde. Eggs. If you can talk about eggs with this guy, he's in. He's an egg man.
He is an egg man. He's an egg man for sure, and he likes his eggs over easy.
That's how I like my eggs.
True egg fan. Only the truest egg fan.
Quickly here, round the horn. How do you like your eggs? Sarah.
Favorite Scamby with cheese.
Scramby with cheese. Glenn?
Over easy.
Classic over easy for me as well. All right.
I also am getting into a fried egg.
Ah, yeah.
Because
like
of Andy.
I make it
I don't
over
know.
easy for her, so she's
I
talking over
don't
easy.
know. What is it?
Over easy.
Why is it that?
Over easy is when it's cooked on both sides, but the yolk is still ready.
Yeah. It's a nice egg. It's best of all worlds.
Yeah. How do you like your eggs there, Leia?
She doesn't talk as much.
We tried to teach Leia today how to make coffee. She's our cat, and didn't really work.
No, surprisingly.
I can imagine.
Surprisingly
Cats
didn't.
don't have opposable thumbs.
Nope. Don't have the intelligence to understand what a coffee maker is or even what coffee is.
Didn't even seem like she was listening, to be honest.
For the most part.
So let's talk about the next one-on-one with our girl Tia from Weiner, Arkansas. I mentioned in the tweeting how good Tia looked without all that makeup on. She stripped away her fake lashes and just went with a lighter look. And man, she looked
gorgeous.
so good.
She's
yeah,
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I was in awe. We may have
underestimated?
No, we may have smoked something that made our minds all aflutter.
Oh.
But she was a hoot. Oh Jesus Christ.
Cat jumped down there.
The
Okay.
cat's jumping around.
She was
She was a hoot. She was a blast though.
She was making us laugh.
I thought she
Great.
really showed up for this one. Although I'm a little disappointed that it was like, look at this hillbilly on this date again. It's like, come on, man.
Give her something.
I do have some not really news. I have a couple things to talk about Grace Wade. I've been keeping track. Oh, Gary's
Dresses. I don't know any place called Grace Wade. What is? Oh, Gary's Dresses. Right.
So they have a specific Bachelor shirt that they sell now.
Oh, really?
And what does it say? It says, on Mondays we drink wine and watch women cry in limos.
That's a long slogan.
It's a long slogan.
It's too long.
And here's a big change that's been happening, okay? Before, when they would model Gary's dresses, they would either model them on the women or hanging on those slats.
You gotta get them up on the slats. How else can people see them?
No, John. Now they're on the floor. So now they're on their new floor that they made. All the dresses are always laid out on the floor, and they take a photo of them.
What?
Oh, when they take a photo.
Oh, for like their Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, it's always on the floor. It's never on the
Gary,
slab.
Put it down on the new floor.
I enjoy.
I spent a lot of money on that floor. I want to show it off.
As a whistle.
Hey, Gary, guess what I got for the floor? Slats.
Great.
Best of dinner down there.
Best of both worlds. Tia, you've outdone yourself again. Also, though, I got to say, this is the episode I found out Tia does not work at Gary's Dresses.
We did think maybe that she worked at Gary's Dresses for sure.
I did think she worked at Gary's Dresses,
She's a PhD, for heaven's sake.
I was just hoping her to be like, hey, Arie, you ever heard of Gary's Dresses?
Yeah, it's not real, right?
I got my outfit from there. I went up, looked at all the slats, picked up the best shirt, put it on. They gave me a slat to take home.
I'm also laughing because Leia's behind this box, just like this bunch of Bristol board, and she's going like wop, 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 wop. Like, she's making it wobble and make silly noises.
Anyway, it's a bit of an inside thing. No one can hear that.
Just for us that no one else can hear.
So, she went to the Everglades on a fan boat, and they looked at some gators and some turtles, and then they went to a recluse's house to eat deep fried corn on the cob, which is house owner Daryl's own invention. They had some frog legs. Presumably they drank Bud Light, and they had some convos in the warm swamp sun.
It seemed quite intimate, and it seemed, I just kept thinking, how does that house exist? That's all I kept thinking
and
while
how
I
did
was
they
watching.
find it? Why did they go there?
What is this house? Like, it's on stilts. I get it. How does it, like, what if there's one big wave?
Well, there's
like
not
a
really
storm,
waves.
but like a big storm.
Right?
Yeah,
like
but it's storm.
like a hurricane or something?
Yeah. You're in a
That
horrible...
thing would be gone in 2 seconds.
But it's not, because there's been hurricanes in Florida.
Of course, lots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the ins and outs are of that, but it's definitely like a touristy thing that they you can take a trip out there on the fan boat and have a dinner. It's probably like a bed and breakfast or something.
Yeah, you're probably right. It was a big place for one guy named Harold to live.
Bit of an Airbnb.
Could be. So they talked about frogging. It was kind of the hillbilly portion of the date, and then they took it to what looked to be a bait shop turned restaurant. Again, there's no just restaurants on this season. They're all something turned into something. They had some more chatter, and things got pretty deep, including, finally, a conversation on religion, where we find out that Tia is religious and Arie is not.
Arie is not religious.
I love it. I
did not see that coming.
Not that I'm against anyone being religious. Everyone find your own bliss.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see something different. Because, I think Nick wasn't very religious either.
No,
but
I don't even think it came up on Nick's season.
It didn't.
No, but to see him talk about it was nice. I like that he...
Oh, that's not true. Didn't Nick go to...
Oh, yeah, he went to that
Church
Catholic
with
Yeah,
church.
he is. At least, I don't think he was at least at some point.
Yeah.
But Arie doesn't talk about it at all. And Arie, the one thing I will say, and that I did find that I enjoyed about Arie in this episode, I turned a bit of a corner just with his personality. Not with like the creepy side, but like he does ask a lot of good questions, and he doesn't just kind of let things go. And he's not like, he really does seem like he actually wants a relationship. I think having an older guy, he's different from Nick. I don't know. I don't know how to express it, but we talked about it, that it just felt like he was getting grittier or something with like the questions he was asking.
Yeah, he's definitely been doing that. there's a weird like thing going on with this guy where he does that once in a while, but then also like grabs your like is only thinking about grabbing your face and kissing you. Like
Such a big grab with that hand.
Huge grab, too grabby. Don't like it. But he, I was like, I know Tia's saying all this stuff. She's falling for him and all this, but something like in her body language, she's uncomfortable. I feel like, or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the other big thing is that she broke the seal of the season, and she's officially falling for Arie, which
she's falling in love, which I think skips.
Yeah, because it's usually I'm thinking of falling in love with you.
I'm thinking of falling in love with you. No, it's not that.
I'm starting to fall in love with you.
Or even I'm falling for you is usually the line.
Yeah.
Or I have feelings for you. But I think it felt like she got a little carried away in the moment. It felt like she was saying I'm falling for you, and then she got into it from his reaction, and then she said I'm falling in love with you. And you know what? I think she gets really hurt. I think she gets to the final three and gets really hurt. That's what I think happens.
Yeah,
I don't know if she'll make it that far, but she will get hurt 100%.
Oh, she's getting hurt. She's crazy about you, starting to fall for you, falling in love with you, head over heels. We love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The interesting thing was that Arie said he felt more like himself around her than any of the other girls, which is kind of nuts because I didn't see really any difference between Swamp, Tia, Arie, and any other Arie. He's so just one note all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys see anything? I mean, other than the fact that he talked about motors and engines, like
he did seem comfortable with her.
That's true.
It didn't feel as like. I think he does this weird, like, smiley, nice thing with women he's not as comfortable with. And then he seems a little more normal. And he did seem that way with her. He seems that way with Becca K. And, I don't know.
Becca M, I mean, whenever they're together, they're like, lock lips, like his hands are all over her head. Her hands are all over his. I think if not for the age difference, he'd probably say something along those lines, but he just can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's still a hurdle he's still trying to climb over because I don't think he can fully be himself around someone who's 22 at this point. And they're relying so heavily on sexual chemistry, it seems.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which will fade as she will unbutton his shirt and find a cartoon body of Mr. Burns and be like, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Burns.
She's gonna find that Marge Simpson nude Burns painting under there, and she's gonna not be into it.
So Tia gets a rose, obviously, made big tracks, rocketed up the standings if you're paying any attention to power rankings in your own head. And then it was time for the rose ceremony, right? I think, or the cocktail party anyway.
Yeah, the cocktail party strikes here. And
I was a little worried at this point that we wouldn't get a rose ceremony. Time was looking tight. There was a lot with Krystal we still had to solve. But there was some good action here during the cocktail party. Kendall made an appearance with her book of 100 questions, where she brought up cannibalism and whether or not Arie would eat a person.
Yeah, and he said only in a life or death situation, and she's like, if someone offered it, yeah, of course I would try it.
Which is kind of a strange answer.
I didn't catch the question right away, so I was like, oh, what are they talking about? She's, Arie's like, only life or death situation. I was like, what a prude he is being. Don't even know what this question is, but it's pure prude. And then she's like, I would do it. And then Sarah's like, it was about cannibalism. And I was like, oh, I think I would only do it in a life or death situation too.
Yeah, I think
she was like, I'd try it. And I'm like, dude, you out. You say you try eating someone, you're out. That's crazy. That's the corner.
Done?
She's done.
I did like that she was like, it's a curiosity.
She said she would eat someone.
Yeah.
That's over a line of
She
weird.
didn't mean she would like eat a whole person. I think she meant like if it was like, hey, look, I don't know what situation that would be.
caused mad cow disease. Cows eating cows.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's
very
really
bad.
It's not like a normal thing to say.
I mean, we don't. It
Hey
sort
man,
of goes
she
without
can have
saying.
a pet duck that's stuffed and have it on her shoulder as much as she wants. She can write him songs on her ukulele. When she starts talking about eating people, that's a red flag.
What if someone's like, hey, here's a chunk of a person that's still alive, and they're totally cool with this?
No, God no, I can't eat.
No,
then I'd be like tempted. What if I liked it? What if you liked it?
I think that's kind of good. You liked it. Great. It wasn't disgusting to you.
Hey man,
it's good.
What are you worried you're going to get addicted to eating human meat?
It couldn't taste that good.
Exactly.
There's no way it tastes that good.
There's no way it tastes that good.
If I'm on a mountaintop and I've crashed there by plane.
Yeah, Alive.
And Alive. Am I
Classic
in
Alive,
the
yeah.
movie Alive?
You're in the movie Alive.
I'm having human jerky.
Yeah.
But if I am having a nice time at a mansion, I'm not talking about eating humans.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I agree.
He has every right to be
crosses
turned
over
off.
into weird, like, Anne Rice vampire novel territory.
Like, that could be like a triggering thing for someone, like a gag reflex if it makes someone think too hard.
be.
And it's like that. But if he's not attracted to that, kick her off. That's weird and gross.
It's a stupid question.
It's-
I
it's
kind of like
I-
Kendall, but of all the 100 questions, like, and I understand that's kind of a neat thing. You have 100 questions, and if you're on a date, you could ask someone a question, like, and they're quirky. That one's not even really quirky because there's only one answer in life or death. Yes, I would. Because if you answer, I mean, I could understand someone saying like, no, never. Could never do that. Fine, but saying like, yeah, I'd be interested in trying. I don't know. Is she just trying to be quirky by saying that? Like that's her brand.
Maybe she's
I don't
just
know.
so bonkers, nuts. She like loves
be.
dead things and wants to eat people. Like, is she the zombified remains of a former person named Kendall?
Yeah. Is she just, is she a zombie?
Right?
That's
She
like
might be.
casually trying to be okay that she eats someone in the mansion.
Yeah, maybe this is her plan all along. It's
It'd
like,
be neat.
hey, would anyone here ever be interested in eating a person?
Does
Sounds
anyone?
like-
Life or death situation, life or death situation, life or death
It'd
situation.
be like
life or
one
death-
of those.
Oh, I'd
cable
try
shows.
it. I mean, I'd try it, guys. Don't you think we should try it?
Like maybe we go kill someone and eat them?
It sounds like one of those nouveau cable shows where it's like, here's a twist on the zombie genre.
Yeah.
She looks like you, she smells like you, and she's on a reality show.
Yeah.
You know?
Casually trying to eat everyone there.
Yeah. That'd be all right.
I mean, it's okay.
Might be okay.
Santa
There
Clarita diet.
was that whole Kendall thing was counterbalanced nicely by Jacqueline, who finally got some screen time. Thank God.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she has had nothing to smile about this whole time. She's always looks like she's on the verge of tears. Arie said they have chemistry, but I got a feeling she's one of those people who's had a better relationship with him off camera. Like there's a lot with those two we haven't seen, I think.
I think she's
I don't
the
think
Tanner.
Oh,
She
yeah?
is the Tanner of the season. She's attractive.
She's good looking,
She's
yeah.
fun, but she's not interesting
There's
to
nothing like-
him.
yeah, there's nothing
not
like-
in general,
yeah.
but to him, I don't think he's. But she's pretty, and I bet the girls like her.
Yeah.
I bet she's fun in a social setting, and I bet she'll go on Bachelor in Paradise and fall in love.
That'd be great.
I don't know if she's Bachelor in Paradise material, but maybe she will be. I don't know.
I didn't think Tanner was. Now Jane and Tanner are
Yep.
the king and queen of
That's true.
Paradise.
Yeah.
That's
Not
true.
Nation. That is Catherine and Sean, obviously.
Yeah, Catherine and Sean. Or is it?
Oh, they're the king and queen.
Yeah?
They are.
Yeah,
they
okay.
are loved by
Everyone
everyone.
aspires to them.
True, okay.
Yeah.
They
Fair
have their card company,
Yeah, okay.
Loco.
God, all right.
Loco. Goddamn.
Loco, and they're pregnant again.
Oh shit.
They're the first ones to have that second baby. That not
Wow.
in this when everyone had it this time. There are other people that have 2 kids, but
Got it. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to Krystal because she was the focal point.
Of course.
And I'll read the sort of the quote that really was hilarious. Her trying to dig her way out of the way she was acting, what she was doing the whole show. Arie said something like, "You need to really think through some of these reactions you have." And then she said, "I grew up like in a bowling alley. My mom worked in a bowling alley all my childhood, so I was kind of reliving those memories and my relationship on trust. Like men that my mom dated would give her these promises and not follow through, and that left my mom really broken and unable to be there for us. That's why having trust in someone and their word, it holds a lot of merit for me." As if any of what Arie did was lying.
I
He
know.
didn't lie. He didn't lie at all. And
That
he
is not
kept
the
saying to
definition of a
her,
lie.
and he kept being like, I loved him in this moment, but I was surprised he didn't kick her off afterwards.
Yeah.
Because he was like, this was our first fight. He's like, it might be our only fight.
Might be our last.
Or it
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
our last, yeah. And he had no sense of a joke or like fun in his voice or face. And it was so like, this really pissed me off. And this is when I was talking about like mental health stuff before. There's definitely something going on with Krystal. To tell everyone that she had hurt feelings is not just like a bully or something. She doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I
she
think
has
she
no.
truly believes she's in the right.
She
in
really
every
does.
situation.
And it just like to the extremes that she went. She started taking off her clothes with the producers and everyone, and she
Yeah.
was so upset. Like, these are the moments when I'm like, should she be on this show? Is she okay? Where did they find her? Like,
Yeah.
remember Ashley, which turned out to be fine, but she seemed like she was on drugs or something the whole time. I don't think Krystal's on drugs, but I do think doesn't have she's not in the right spot in her life to be on this show.
Yeah.
And she's like getting ruined on social media. Everyone's
She
shitting on
herself
her.
is not on it. I looked for her. I couldn't
No,
find
she
her.
is.
Oh, she is. Oh,
She's
wow.
under kind of a weird name, and all of under her picture, she has to like defend herself, and it's like, yeah, because listen, she's over being like a mean woman. There's something else going on
Yeah, I
here,
think
and
so
then
too.
it starts being weird for me.
Well, when she
to
was like,
watch.
remember she was using all those random words to describe herself, and one of them was futuristic.
That's when I was like, she's
What?
gone. She's
Yeah.
gone. Like
that's like
not...
the ramblings of a mad person.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, like.
And when I see that, it's like, it's still obviously she's agreed she isn't. She doesn't feel she is. She's not like in the hospital or something, and they like grabbed her out of the hospital to be on the show.
Quick question: do we
But-
think she's lying about being
Let's let me
growing up in a
finish my
bowling
thought.
alley?
I just gotta
I
finish
think
my-
she.
That's fine.
I think she's lying.
Yeah, I think she's lying too. What do you think, Sarah?
Yes.
Sorry.
Don't you like? I think that would have
Yes.
come out earlier, and it just seems so convenient. Like,
I know.
growing up in a bowling alley. Does she mean like she lived there, or that her mom just bowled a lot?
Now,
No, her mom worked in a bowling alley.
so Sarah and I were like, "Oh, she's definitely lying. Like, she's definitely lying." What? Yeah. Sorry. What did you want to say? Were you done?
No, I don't remember.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
But like,
Yeah, I don't buy it.
but she was very good at bowling.
yeah,
She was
good
very
point.
good.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what if she was? What if she did grow up in a bowling alley? That's a weird thing that happened in her
Yeah,
childhood.
she got Annalise. Really?
Yeah, exactly. So I came up being like, no, she's lying. But then it's like, maybe she's not though.
Also a weird thing to lie about too, but
It
she's
is.
weird.
But I think she
She's
was just
risky.
grasping at straws at that point.
Yeah, really
right?
strange.
Like, that's what it seemed like to me.
I knew she wasn't gonna get kicked off this episode. Like,
I
you'd
thought
have
she
to
was
be
gone.
silly to think that.
I thought she
really?
was gone. I thought that
Oh,
was it.
wait.
Yeah, I really did. But
I
now,
was- I think it's next episode she's gone.
I think so too. And
What could she do? She's gonna get a 2-on-1 next week with probably, I don't know,
Kendall?
who's on the hot seat.
And then they
Kendall,
both
yeah,
go?
it could be Tia, even maybe. You know, like
Tia's at least Final Four.
yeah,
who else we got? It's not gonna be Becca. I don't think it'll be either Becca's.
no, it won't be Becca. I think it might be Kendall, and they both go.
It might be Chelsea. Could be a Chelsea Krystal combo.
Jacqueline.
How is Jenna still in this?
I think she's fun. I think everyone likes her. I think the girls all like her, and I think Arie, same thing, thinks she's pretty and keeps her around.
She's got the blonde multiplier. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the people who got booted off. We might as well talk about them. Mikkel, who came all the way back from, I guess it was Utah, following her to Granddaddy's funeral, got booted off.
I think this is why I didn't think Krystal was going to be sticking around, because Sarah and I were talking.
Yeah.
And we're like, there's no way he boots her off after coming back, right?
But she came back, so it's fair game. She can get
Yeah.
booted off.
It is fair game.
True.
I guess it would have been nice for Arie to give her a trip to Paris as a consolation. But if he's not feeling it, he's not feeling it.
Yeah,
so.
no. She's 23.
Whatever.
So also, she's the second youngest, so right on.
Yeah, that's true. Marique, we said goodbye to Marique, who had what appeared to be zero chemistry with Arie the entire time.
I don't even know if they talked.
Who is going to probably follow this with a career of making sure people who are glam shamed are in good hands or
Yeah.
something. That was
Definitely.
insane. And then Ashley, who, I mean,
Feel bad.
probably should have been gone weeks ago.
Yeah, but I do like Ashley. She seemed pretty cool, I think.
Agreed.
I think we might see her. She's like kind of fits the mold of someone who looks cool, like acted cool, and like I think could like they kind of expected her to like shine a bit more. So maybe they'll give her another, because it seemed
Right.
like they wanted her to do more. Like they kept like they would go to her and you'd be like, who is this? You know, like you didn't really see much of her, but then they would go to her to talk sometimes. So I think that gives me the feeling that we might see her on a Bachelor in Paradise or something. I could see
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I could see Marique making it in too.
Marique is just like a less interesting Ashley I, it seemed like. to me.
Yeah, kind of.
And like Ashley I isn't so much interesting as she just like makes for good TV kind of, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, the show kind of ruined it because they showed a preview for the Paris goings on earlier in the show that just fully had Krystal in it. So I don't know. Maybe you guys didn't see that
I didn't even
part.
catch
No,
that.
I didn't see that.
So next week they're off to Paris. Krystal was in the hot seat. It's got to be a 2-on-1, right? Like,
Maybe, I don't know.
it's time. How many episodes are we?
Yeah, it's probably a
5 or
2-on-1,
6?
but I don't know because it seemed like she was in a group setting. But
That's true.
Yeah.
but then
Yeah,
they
they-
had like the suitcase rolling through the restaurant, so maybe that was just another guest.
Yeah. I don't think that's what you think it is. When they want you to think something, it's always the opposite, right? It's like
Yeah.
they want us to think Krystal goes. No, they want us to think Krystal doesn't go, right?
That's the way they edited
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So
Yes, so I
how
think you're
far
right.
do you guys think Krystal is going to make it now? I'm predicting next episode she's gone. What do you guys think?
The
Yeah.
next 2 episodes, there's no way she's going to get into like any small number thing. Because also, like, that's when it really shows up who's shit.
Yeah.
But I could see her. I could see her though outlasting people like CN or Kendall or
Jenna, for that matter.
Jenna, like Jenna Cooper, Kendall Long. I'm saying their full names now. And like, I think he likes Lauren B more than I give her credit
Yeah,
for.
for some
Jacqueline,
reason.
like I could see Krystal outlasting all those people.
Yeah, it's possible.
And I just
well-
want to announce here now that I am fully going. I'm fully pulling for Krystal. I am on Team Krystal now.
for
Just
the drama.
because for the drama, you don't like her.
Also for the pool. So we have who's remaining in our pool after this. So we've all picked 3.
Okay,
in a
let's
dark
run it
horse.
down.
Let's quickly
They
run
have
it down.
nothing.
I've got both Beccas still in the race. Sarah, bold picks. Sometimes you swing and miss. It was a big swing, and we appreciate it here on this podcast, but everyone's gone. Andy, you got Krystal, and that's it.
I only have Krystal left, so this is the only
And
one
she
I
was
care
your
about.
number one.
Yeah, I just picked her because I think she was going to go far, and I might, she might be able to
Yeah.
pull it off in the end, but no, she's not.
So
going to.
let's say, hypothetically, Krystal gets booted next episode. Do you think Chelsea takes the mantle back of being the villain?
No.
I
I
don't
think
think
it's up
so.
to that time in the season when then there's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
villain and it does start getting a little boring.
Agreed, yeah.
And they start just having a lot of
The
hot
lull,
tub
yeah.
dates. And then there's not tons of people left. So it's like, I think it's like 2 episodes and then it's home.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there. There was a Reality Steve last week posted a big spoiler about the finale that we decided. Did you guys read?
No.
Because we were chatting about it. We all decided
Yeah.
we weren't going to read it.
Yeah,
I still
Uh,
might read it.
I might, depending on how the next couple of weeks go. I might dip back. If it gets really boring, I definitely will.
Yeah, same
But that might have been a spoiler, and I'm sorry if it was. That it does have something to do with the finale, meaning something big happens during the finale. But there's only a few different scenarios we know of in The Bachelor that can happen during that. So
And it also could be nothing.
that's true.
Well, the people's reaction was pretty like, "Whoa, that was a big spoiler." So like, I doubt it's nothing.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, I'm excited for them to go to Paris. I think, although I will say, usually on these European dates, the dates are a little more ho hum because it's like sightseeing, right?
Maybe
Rather than-
Benoit will be there.
Oh, be still my heart. I finally, because we were watching it live and doing tweeting, I finally got to see those Winter Games promos.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Bibiana.
Bibi.
But
You should watch them. You should watch it live all the time.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
Yeah,
just
because
takes
also
way
you miss
long.
parts when you fast forward. It takes too long. What are you talking? It takes.
Yeah, but you do miss parts when you're tweeting too. It's a rough game, especially when you're using Liv's laptop. That's real slow.
Oh, you were using. Oh, I was just using my
Yeah,
phone.
but I got a new
You
phone
got a new
today,
phone now, so you're
so-
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going at laser speed. Laser speed? Yeah, speed of laser.
Yeah, super fast.
Very fast, in other words. So when does Bachelor Winter Games start? That's gotta be soon because the Olympics start next week.
I think it's like February 17th or something.
So we're gonna have some doubling up then. That's gonna be a
Yeah.
batch chat. Jeez. Well, get ready for that. Well,
Get
do we have
ready
any
for that.
rumors or
No,
housekeeping?
there's nothing happening. It's
Pretty
boring.
quiet on the Bachelor front. Yeah.
It's boring. It's all of them always hanging out and people. I mean, 2 people from Survivor
people.
ended up hooking up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
She's like the very glamazon woman with big lips, blonde hair. Not from this season, but from like that All-Star season.
Don't remember. I'm
There's
bad
2
with
people
the
from that
contestants.
season that are together now and have been for a while.
Oh.
And they just announced the new cast today. So if
Oh.
you're a Survivor fan, check that out.
Is
My
it a-
brother described one as some Aussie-looking motherfucker and a white guy with an afro. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Great. Who won the last season?
Fuck, I don't even remember who won in the end. The army guy, Ben won. I got it.
Okay, I have to look him up.
Did you guys not finish it?
No, we didn't.
It gets boring. They just play puzzles the whole time.
Some seasons are better than others. That's the thing about Survivor.
How old do we think Jeff Probst is?
47.
I'm saying 50.
Oh, the guy with the hat, Ben. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, he was
all right.
good.
That's cool.
He became a villain. Oddly
Yeah.
enough.
Did he? Wow.
How old is Jeff Probst? I'd say 50.
Whoa,
he says
weird.
47.
Look at him. That's
What are
he
we
looks
looking
like.
at? I don't know what you're looking
that's
at.
not him.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh yeah,
That's somebody
you're
else
right.
on
That's
the
a totally
show.
different guy. All right. Okay, Jeff Probst. How old
I say
Probst?
50. He
Yeah, I
says
said
47.
47. I think I'm under.
I think I'm gonna go 52. He is 56.
Whoa.
He looks good. He's had a
Wow.
lot of work done.
Does look good.
I learned by listening to Howard Stern over the weekend. They were asking about whether or not there are porn stars these days that are like well known, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, there's a lot." And he mentioned Lisa Ann, who's like a famous MILF, if you will. I hate to use that term, but if you're looking for porno, that's where you'll find her.
Smilf.
That's true, Smilf. And then somebody was Googling her on the show, and they found out that Probst's wife's name is also Lisa Ann. So those two must get confused in Google searches all the time. Just a fascinating internet fact that I took from Howard Stern for all you listeners
About
out there.
Jeff Probst.
And how about we all just remember Jeff Probst's sad talk show?
Oh
He
yeah,
had
talk
for-
show was
called the
terrible.
Jeff Probst Show.
Yep, it was awful.
Hey, he's got a strength, and that's hosting Survivor.
And that's it?
Rock and Roll Jeopardy.
Yeah, and that's all he should ever do.
We gonna quickly go to the mailbag before we leave you guys this week.
I haven't checked that email account in so long.
No,
Ugh.
Meredith sent us an email just a couple days ago. She said she's happy to have us back after a long break. Well, thank you very much, Meredith. She's looking forward to cracking up at new episodes of the show. Her current favorites are Becca and Chelsea. She also likes Jacqueline and she likes Marique. But they're not getting enough screen time for me to be super invested in them. That's a good call. Just wanted to chime in on our debate, our Backstreet Boys leader debate, which of course feel free to chime in as well. Anyone who's listening currently. Basically, her thing. First of all, guess how old Meredith is? She's 22. Just like
got a perspective.
Yeah, just like Becca. So she has full perspective on what we're talking about, and she believes that most people her age would pass the Brian Luttrell test.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And she
That's
says,
good
though,
to
that
know.
most girls her age were more into NSYNC growing up. But they definitely did listen to BSB when they were young. Kindergarten and grade 1. Because she was born in 1995. That's how she got familiar with all the members. She thinks that nowadays it's more of a Nick and AJ-led group because of Brian's vocal problems. But that if he didn't have it, maybe he could still be considered.
I'm going to say at this
That's some
point,
interesting insight.
I think it's AJ and Howie because Nick is now
Howie?
being charged with
Yeah, I
sexual
mean,
assault.
Nick's in some trouble
yeah.
now.
Howie is the secret leader. I think he is.
I think it's AJ.
He's got it the most together. He always has. He's never had any issues that have like his health, no addiction issues like a lot of them have had.
Yeah.
He looks the youngest. He's
Yeah.
aged the best.
Yeah.
I think he is the secret leader now, and Brian is the more well-known leader.
Back in the
That's
day, it
all
was
I think.
Brian. Currently, I still think, though, AJ is the more outspoken of everybody, so I think that makes him the leader.
I don't think that makes you the leader being outspoken. I think you got to have it
it does.
together.
Well, he's getting it together.
Well, we're on the
Thank you.
subject
Anyway,
of
sorry, Meredith. So, anyways,
Yeah, that's huge.
She's talked about the episode. And she says, "Miss you, Liv." Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice. I'll tell her next time I see her, which will be in a few minutes when I'm done. While we're on the mailbag, I just saw a Twitter mention. Our boy Wayne Smith did another amazing illustration that I'll retweet right now.
Oh.
And he painted or drew a picture of Arie licking the bowling ball, which we forgot to talk about. Which is, of course, a Big Lebowski reference that some people, a lot of people online, I was looking at Twitter, were like, oh, you licked the ball, and people would be like, it's from Big Lebowski, and then they'd be like, but still, I don't think it's that weird. I think it was a good reference.
No, it was a
great movie.
nice, fun little reference
And
there.
I think I'm going to say that, like, sure, Arie licking anything is disgusting. So I understand, like, the vibe of that.
Yeah.
Even, like, with the reference, it's still gross, but it's fun that he gave into the reference of that.
Yeah.
But his tongue coming out of his mouth, kill me.
Yeah, and I mean that was probably an alley ball too. That was a big thing.
Looked like an alley ball to me.
Oh,
We're not into.
he looked like a full lizard in that situation.
I'm trying to find the name. I don't remember. One of our followers on Twitter who was doing some good tweets last night compared Arie to a slice of wet white bread. So on the bread scale, he's wet. He's not only is he white bread.
Bad.
Yeah.
He's wet. Have you ever had wet bread? It's gross.
You know what he is?
It's the worst bread you could
He's
have.
not only wet bread, he's that Weight Watchers bread that's really small.
Oh, like the gluten-free stuff.
Yeah, he's like that weird little Weight Watchers bread, all wet.
Dirty.
And
No thanks.
Yeah, maybe it's a little stale.
But then it's
Perhaps.
wet.
Well, then the wet would make it almost better. Okay, I'm going to shout it out now. Meg Urbani or Urbani. Shout out Meg.
What's up, Meg?
Arie is like milk-soaked white bread. Sorry, Meg.
That's pre-French toast.
Yeah, but like
Without
not
the
even
egg.
with eggs.
Yeah,
Ugh.
no egg.
Well said.
Still bad.
Well said, Meg.
Still terrible.
Couldn't agree more.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for interacting with us. Keep sending us stuff. We love it.
Yeah, keep sending in to say hello to everybody here. We all love to have your thoughts and opinion on the show.
You're not part of our podcast, Benoit.
We didn't even invite you this time.
Hello,
I don't even know
hello.
how you got into my house.
Ah.
Where's Andy? Did you take him hostage?
I seen him. You walk out of the room, eh?
I heard a scream.
Yeah, you walk out of your room and you take a scream. Anyways, look out for Benoit on Bachelor versus the Olympic.
Stop kissing me.
Don't you want to have a kiss?
No, go kiss the cat.
Okay, I'll kiss a cat for sure. Okay, but anyways, Benoit versus the Olympics coming up
That's
on
not even how
ABC.
that works. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, he
Andy.
just disappeared into a puff of
Are
what
you
looks
okay,
like.
Andy?
I'm fine. I just slipped and hit my head and forgot where I was for a second. I guess that's the podcast, though, guys.
Yeah, I'm still
Yep.
good.
Okay. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
If you want to contact us, you can reach out to us on social media. We're at The Bachelor Pod on Twitter, and individually, we're at Andy Holbone.
At Glenn McCauley.
At Olivia McCauley.
At the Sarah Hillier, that's at sign THESARAHHILIER.
If you want to support the show directly, you can go to patreon.com/thebachelorpod and donate there. Otherwise, we're thebachelorpod@gmail.com for an email and thebachelorpod.ca. That's our website.